In this video, I'm going to give you a brief introduction into using macros in Excel. For the method I'm going to show you, if you look at the bottom, there's an icon that will enable you to record macros. If you do not see this icon here, in this bar at the bottom, you can just right click and make sure that macro recording is enabled. So if I switch it off now, it will be gone. And some PCs this might be not showing, so if you right click, you can click on macro recording and it should show up there. So what are we going to do? What is a macro? Macro is just a set of steps you perform in Excel that you want to repeat at various times. What I'm going to do now is create a signature, and I'm going to record it as a macro so that every time I click on the macro I can recreate that signature. So if you click on this button, you will get this box popping up. So you can give your macro a name, so I'll leave it macro, or let's rather change it to signature. The name cannot contain any spaces, so you can't have workspace signature. You can write work signature, but maybe an underscore or just all in one word. Then I click on OK. So now there's no real-time lag here, so you don't have to rush through recording a macro. It doesn't run in real time. It's just the steps that gets recorded. So now I'm going to type in B5, my name, then make up an address. So that's not my real address, but it's just an address, and just you can apply formatting. Maybe if I put that in italics and maybe my name in bold. Once you are happy with what you have done here, you can click on the stop icon, and now you have recorded that macro. If I go to a new page, in that ribbon, if you click on view on the right hand side, you'll see macros. You can click on view macros. You'll see the one I created called signature there. If I run it now, it will done exactly what I have done. So you'll see now there's a slight difference, and that is because of the way I started my macro. So what happened, when I was here, I was in the cell when I started the macro recording. So my first step was not to select the cell, and that's why the first step is simply just putting in the name there. So I'll do it one more time to show you what I mean. So I'm on a blank sheet again. This time I click on record. I'll call this just signature 2, and now my first step is to select the cell where I want to start. Then I'm going to do the whole thing as before. Do some formatting, and now I'm done, so I click on stop. So now if I go to a blank sheet, click on view macros, you'll see there's signature 2. Now if I run it, you'll see it works fine. The problem currently is it will always put it exactly on that spot where I started. What if wherever I am, want the signature to be created there? If you click on this macro drop down, you'll see there's a option that says use relative references. So that's what we'll do next. I'm going to select use relative references, and now you'll see it selected. Go to a new sheet again, and this time I'll click on record, call it signature 3. This time I can stay in the cell I am in, do the whole signature again. And stop the macro. So now this time I'm not going to even go to another cell, another sheet, worksheet. If I select this cell here, click on view macros, you'll see all the macros come up. I run macro 3 and it will put it right in place, and now it doesn't always have to be in the same place. That's what relative macros mean. So wherever you are relative to that position, it will run the macro as you've recorded it. If you want to see a list of macros without having to go to this ribbon, you can always press Alt and F8 and you'll see automatically your menu of all your available macros, and you can run that from there. Something about a macro enabled file. So this file now has got a bit of code to it, and you cannot just save it as a normal file. So if I click on file save, so if you click on file save, you cannot just call this a normal XLXX file. You have to click on this drop down and click macro enabled workbook XLSM. I'll put it on my desktop, I'll call it sample, and I'll click save. So now if I close this workbook and reopen it, you'll see now the icon is slightly different, and if I open it from here, whenever you get a workbook with code in it, you'll see a message that pop up that there's a security and macros has been disabled. And this is one of the things where I don't tell people just to go and play, because you could physically break things and delete files and corrupt files. Be careful not to run just any code. Know the source of the code before you click OK. If you've created yourself, in our case, all you need to do is click on enable content here, and now your macros will work. If you click again on view macro or alt F8, you'll see your macro there, run signature 3, and there it is in place. So that is the short way of running or creating macros. Now let's suppose I realize now that the signature should have been 124 Main Street and not 123. What you can do is click on macros, view macros, and this time I'll go to signature 3. If you click on edit, this code editor will open. There is going to be on this channel a lot more videos on VBA, and this is not what this video is showing you. What I want to show you is this is signature 3 at the bottom, and without needing to understand code too much, you can see exactly where the code will change. If I made that change 4 and then click on save on top and close the screen, now if I run that macro again, you'll see it's changed to 124. So that's a very basic editing. The language behind macros is VBA, and I will have tons of extra videos and a VBA course later in my channel, but that is a very specialized programming language which you don't necessarily have to know. If you use macros via the macro recorder, you can create these macros quite simply, and basic macros is quite simple to do. There is, unfortunately, like I said, a lot more to VBA and macros, and that will be completely different training courses. Hi, this is Anton from the Data Developer channel. If you've liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up below and subscribing to the channel. And thank you for watching.